A couple of weeks ago, I talked about the five most important features every beginner sewing machine should have. I received some questions about what machines to get, and in today's podcast, I'm going through five affordable sewing machines that meet the criteria and wouldn't break the bank. Now, between computerized screens, mechanical dials, and price tags ranging from just under $100 to the price of a used car, it is incredibly easy to feel completely paralyzed by the choices you have to make. So today, I'm going to be clearing out the noise. I'll be looking at exactly the incredible five incredible sewing machines that are perfect for beginners. But I'm not just picking random models. Every single machine on the list today had to meet the criteria I mentioned. They all must feature what I call the beginner's five-star feature framework. And before you spend a single dollar on a machine, I want you to verify that it has these five exact features. The first being the speed control slider. This is an absolute game changer. It acts like a governor on a car engine. It allows you to set your maximum speed so that even if you're completely stumped down on the foot pedal in a panic, your machine will only crawl forward at a gentle, manageable pace. It completely removes the fear of the machine running away from you. The second feature is a top drop-in bobbin. Forget the old school hidden metal bobbin cases underneath the machine that jam up if you look at them wrong. A top drop-in bobbin sits right under the needle with a clear plastic window, and you can instantly see how much thread you have left, and dropping it in takes exactly 2 seconds. The third feature is the adjustable stitch length and width. Some cheap starter machines only have a preset stitch, and if you want a wider zigzag, you can't get it from these machines. We want an independent control dial or button that allows you to tweak the stitches perfectly for different fabric weights. The fourth feature is the free arm capability. This just means a section of the machine base slides off, leaving a narrow cylinder. Trust me, the very first time you try to hem a sleeve, a pair of pants, or sew a tiny neckline on a baby's garment, you will thank the sewing gods for a free arm. The fifth feature is a needle up down option, and this is an electronic button that programs your machine to always finish a stitch with the needle stuck deep down into the fabric or raised completely up out of the fabric. It makes pivoting corners crisp, perfect, and completely hands free. I have ranked the top five machines that meet every single one of these criteria, and I will be going from the most budget friendly option all the way up to the ultimate luxury investment. But before I dive in into machine number one, I have a quick announcement. If you're looking for simple step-by-step projects to practice your skills once you get your machine, head on over to my YouTube page right now. I have a brand playlist library of ultra beginner friendly sewing patterns and projects specifically designed to build your confidence and without any confusion jargons. If you want to see exactly how this machines look in action, make sure to subscribe to my YouTube channel. I upload weekly video tutorials showing you how to tackle your very first projects side by side with me. The links to both my pattern page and the YouTube channel are right down in the description for you. All right, now let's take a deep breath and let's talk about gear. Grab a notepad, and before we dive into our first machine, let's talk. The budget workhorse is our first machine, and it is the Janome Mod 19. It represents the most affordable price point. And if you're looking for a machine that is just built to last, you will typically find it in this Janome Mod 19. The price point hovers between $179 to $209 as of last week. So if you're watching this, that would be as of the first week of August 2026, making it an incredible entry point if you aren't quite sure how deep into the sewing hobby you want to go just yet. Now, let's break down how it fits into our criteria. So, Janome is universally famous in the sewing world for making heavy duty, incredibly reliable machines with a solid metal internal frame. The Mod 19 is a mechanical machine, meaning it uses tactile physical dials rather than a computer screen to select your options. It features a clear top-loading horizontal drop-in bobbin system, which is incredibly smooth and highly resistant to jamming. And as a beginner, trust me, you want a machine that does that. So now for your stitch adjustment, it gives you an independent mechanical dowels on the front to adjust your stitch length and width perfectly. Pulling off the accessory storage tray instantly reveals a weight, sturdy, free arm for your sleeves and cuffs. So it also includes a built-in speed limit switch directly on the body of the machine, which functions perfectly as your speed control slider. Now, there's one small catch with this machine, and I want to be completely transparent with you about this because it is a purely mechanical machine at a lower budget. It does not have an electronic one-touch needle up-down button. Instead, it relies on a manual needle up-down system using the hand wheel. Though its internal timing mechanism makes it very predictable. If you want a true electronic one-touch needle programming, then you want to look at our next computerized option. I still wouldn't rule out the Janome Mod 19 if you're looking for a great machine. So now let's talk about what comes in the box. The Janome keeps it simple but highly functional. So it comes with a package with 3 essential presser feet, your standard zigzag general purpose foot, a zipper foot E for installing zippers cleanly, and a specialized blind hem foot for clean and visible garment hems. If you're a beginner who plans on sewing heavier fabrics like denim, canvas totes, or light upholstery projects right out of the gate, the Janome Mod 19 is an absolute tank for that price. It doesn't have a million confusing bells and whistles. It just sits on your desk, handles thick layers beautifully, and gets the job done easily and safely. Now let's talk about machine number 2, moving up the price ladder to our second option. And what I would easily call the ultimate value king for beginners. I personally am partial to this because it is the machine I teach my students with in person, and also my daughter has one. This is the Brother CS7000X. This machine sits beautifully in the $249 to $280 price range. If you want a fully computerized experience without breaking the bank, this is the machine to beat. The moment you step into the Brother CS7000X, you get a beautiful LCD screen that tells you exactly what stitch you have selected, how wide it is, and how long it is. Now let's run down our 5 checklist items for the CS7000X. The speed control slider, yes, it sits right in front of the machine, allowing you to cap your speed at a literal snail's pace while you learn to guide your fabric. The top drop-in bobbin, absolutely. It features the Brothers' famous quick set top drop-in bobbin system. You literally just drop the bobbin in, follow a tiny groove path with your thread, and the machine automatically cuts the excess and catches it for you. No manual bobbin thread drawing required. Adjustable stitch length and width are controlled effortlessly via an arrows key right under the screen. So the free arm pops out instantly when you slide off the accessory drawer. And best of all, you get that dedicated electronic needle up-down button. You can tap it once to plunge the needle down into your fabric or step off your foot pedal, spin your fabric 90 degrees to turn a perfect corner, and tap it again to lift it right back up. And it feels like magic when you are first learning. So, where does this Brother machine blow your mind? Well, here it is. It blows the competition away at not just the price point, but what's included in the accessory bundle. Most machines give you 3 or 4 feet. The CS7000X includes a massive total of 10. Yes, you heard that right. 10 presser feet right in the box. You get your standard zigzag foot, a buttonhole foot, a zipper foot, a button sewing foot, an overcast foot for clean edges, a blind stitching foot, a monogramming foot, and it also includes 3 specialized feet that usually cost a fortune separately. And those are the quarter piercing foot for quilting, a walking foot for feeding multiple thick layers evenly, and a quilting free motion foot. So if your goal is to tackle a massive variety of projects from clothing to quilts to home decor, and you want an electronic machine that holds your hands through the entire process, the CS7000X offers an unbeatable feature to dollar ratio. Now let's talk about Number three, stepping into our mid-range tier, we are looking at the Singer Quantum Stylus 9960. This machine typically retails for between $495 to $550. Now, I know around the $500 mark is a serious step up for a beginner, but let me tell you why the Quantum Stylus 9960 is worth every single penny if you have the budget. This is a machine designed to ensure you will never outgrow it. It is packed to the brim with creative features that will take you from an absolute day one beginner all the way to an advanced designer. Checking off our five mandatory features, it features an incredibly smooth, prominent front facing speed control slider. The bobbin is a top dropping system with a completely clear cover plate so you can monitor your thread consumption at a glance. Stitch length and width are fully adjustable with digital precision. The free arm capability is built right in, and the needle up down button option is fully programmable, meaning you can set it to default to the down position every single time you stop sewing. Now, let's talk about the absolute elephant in the room with the Singer 9960. It comes with an astonishing, mind blowing 600 built in stitches. This includes alphanumeric fonts for monogramming, an abstract geometric pattern, and beautiful decorative stitches. To help you use all of these options, Singer includes a massive collection of 13 distinct specialty presser feet. You get your general purpose foot, your zipper foot, a buttonhole foot with an exclusive stabilizing underplate. You get a button sewing foot, a blind hem foot, a satin stitch foot, an open toe foot, an overcast foot, a darning and embroidery foot, a cording foot, a narrow hem foot, quarter-inch foot, and a heavy duty even feet walking foot. Oh, and did I mention it comes with a massive plastic extension table that slides onto the machine to create a huge flat workspace, which is an absolute lifesaver and a dreamer when you're sewing large garments or heavy curtains or medium sized quilts. The Singer Quantum Stylus 9960 is an absolute dream if you're someone who loves embellishment, customizing your projects with decorative details, or if you simply want a machine that's incredibly premium, stable, and versatile as your sewing skills expand over the next decade. Now, moving into our premium tier, the machine number four is the Juki HZL F300. This machine sits at a price point of $799 to $899. And if you're not familiar with the name Juki, let me introduce you to the brand that professional tailors and industrial factories use worldwide. The HZL F300 takes that rugged industrial sewing technology and shrinks it down into a highly approachable computerized home machine that is absolutely perfect for a beginner who values sheer precision and build quality above all else. Now let's run through our beginner framework. And if it has an ultra precise speed control lever right on the main housing. It uses a quick draft top drop-in bobbin system that is incredibly reliable. Stitch sizes are completely customizable down to fractions of a millimeter via an elegant control pad. It features a standard heavy duty free arm mode, and it offers a highly responsive one touch electronic needle up down button. What makes the Juki HDL F300 truly legendary is the proprietary box feed system. I'll touch on that shortly. On standard sewing machines, the metal teeth under the needle, also called your feed dog, it moves in an oval rocking position. In other words, your feed dog goes like this if you watch it as it pulls the fabric back and forth. This can sometimes cause lightweight fabrics to bunch or thick fabrics to slip. Now, the Juki's box feed system moves the teeth in a perfect rigid rectangle. This means the teeth stays in contact with your fabric much longer, providing elite piercing power and completely elegant fabric shifting. So your fabric comes down, the feed dog goes up, goes down, back, up, forward, down, back. So it gives a little more time, and that allows for precise piercing power, and so it eliminates the possibility of having your fabric shift. Whether you're sewing tissue thin silk or elegant layers of heavy denim, this machine handles it with absolute perfection. For accessories, the Juki includes six high-speed, high-grace feet, a standard universal foot, a zipper foot, a blind stitch foot, an overcast foot, a manual buttonhole foot, and a professional auto-size buttonhole sensor foot that measures your actual button size to stitch a perfect matching hole every single time. If you're a beginner who wants industrial grade straight stitching, incredible durability, and a machine that will never, yes, I said never skip a stitch, even on the toughest fabric, the Juki HZL F300 is an absolute engineering masterpiece. Finally, we have reached the pinnacle of home sewing luxury. Machine number 5 is the Bernina 325 or 325, coming in at an estimated $1,500. Now, I can hear some of you gasping through your headphones right now. A $1,500 machine for a beginner? Please hear me out. Bernina is the Swiss watch of the sewing world. These machines are engineered in Switzerland and they're built with a level of mechanical precision that you simply cannot find anywhere else. For many sewists, buying a Bernina is a once in a lifetime purchase. If you have the budget and you want to start your sewing journey with the absolute best tool humanly possible, the Bernina 325 is it. Now let's look at the features. The Bernina 325 offers a beautiful modern slide control right next to its crisp digital screen to manage your speed perfectly. It uses a modern, highly engineered top-loading bobbin system that holds significantly more thread than a standard bobbin, which comes in handy if you're someone like me who tries to play chicken with your bobbin thread, okay? The stitch length and width are adjusted with absolute tactile precision using dedicated buttons and dials. It features an incredibly narrow, specialized free arm designed to fit right into tiny spaces like toddler sleeves or delicate pockets where other machines are simply too bulky to do so. And of course, it has a dedicated needle stop up and down button on the main panel. The user experience on a Bernina is simply unmatched. The machine operates with whisper quiet, smooth hum that immediately lets you know you are working with an elite piece of machinery. The intuitive color touchscreen makes selecting and customizing stitches incredibly straightforward for any beginner. Out of the box, it comes with 5 premium heavy cast Bernina feet. The first one being the reverse button foot number 1 for general purpose sewing. The second, the overlock foot number 2 for clean fabric edges. The third is the buttonhole foot number 3, and then the fourth is a zipper foot, and the fifth is a blind stitch foot. The Bernina 325 is an investment in pure joy. It completely eliminates the common frustration of lower end sewing, no thread nesting. You don't deal with any tension struggles, no cheap plastic parts rattling around. It is a gorgeous, precise machine built to last a lifetime and one that you will pass down through generations. So there you have it, 5 incredible sewing machines spanning from around $180 all the way up to $1,500, all perfectly hitting our 5 criteria to ensure your beginner sewing journey is smooth, safe, and fun. Now, before you make a final choice, I highly recommend visiting a local sewing machine dealer if you have one nearby. When you go, don't just look at the machines, test them out. Bring along a few scrap swatches of different fabrics from your stash, like a basic woven cotton, a piece of heavy denim, and a stretchy knit jersey fabric. Once you sit down on the machine, run these quick tests. First test, drop that speed slider all the way down to its lowest setting and floor the foot panel. Make sure the machine crawls forward smoothly without stalling out. Next, try adjusting the stitch width and length dials while you're actively sewing to see how responsive the machine is. Then, test that electronic needle up-down button to make sure it cleanly anchors your fabric without catching or snagging or snapping your thread. Then finally, just listen to the machine. You want machines to feel stable on the table and runs quietly like the Janome Mod 19 or the Juki HZL F300, rather than a machine that rattles and shakes when you pick up speed. No matter what machine you choose from this list, remember the machine is just your tool. Your creativity is the real magic. Don't forget to head on over to my website to grab some of my ultra beginner friendly sewing patterns to get your journey started, and come out with me on my YouTube channel where we can step through your very first project together visually. Both links are waiting for you right now in the description. Thank you so much for tuning in today's episode. Drop me a comment on my latest YouTube video letting me know which of these 5 machines is calling your name. And until next time, stay creative, stay patient with yourself, and happy